Well, hello and welcome. This is the Digital Office at Home podcast. I'm Marian LaSalle, and this is my co-host, Gail Kendig.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
It could be Tuesday when they're watching this, so who knows?
It could be any day, but yes, happy day.
Happy day, everybody.
Happy days are here again. Okay.
Yes. So why do we show up here? Gail and I were just talking about that, Why do we show up? Why don't we just take the day off if we're not feeling well? Or why not just rest instead of, well, most people when they go to a job on Monday morning have that feeling like, oh, I got to go to work. You know, I'm
I
so
remember those
grateful.
days.
I don't have to do that. I
No,
get
I
to,
know.
okay? I get to come here. I get to hang out with my friend Gail. I get to talk with you guys. I mean, why wouldn't I want to show up? Right, Gail?
I know. And we have our, like, first, I don't know if you were on this morning, but we have a great mastermind that starts at Eastern time, it's 9 o'clock. So wherever you are, adjust your time. And it's been going on for so many years, but it's just a great way to start not only your Monday, but your week. And you're getting motivated, you're getting inspired, and it's been going on. I don't know how many, 16, 17 years, something like that, something crazy. And that's free. And so why not start your day with people that are like-minded and happy? I mean, Mondays usually, like you said, used to be like, oh, it's
It's
Monday,
Monday.
but
Start
not
fretting on it Saturday night, Sunday night. Oh no,
Monday
tomorrow's
night, yeah.
Monday.
But in our world, we love Mondays. We love and then you can hear your friends talking and sharing their wisdom, and we have that reading, and then we go to the podcast that we do every Monday. So make sure that you guys all get the link for today and put it in your to do to do thing on Monday. To do
Yeah.
thing, your to do thing.
Reach out to us and see because we have so much to offer. Gail and I love people and we want to bring you into our family if you choose to be happy and friendly with us. So Gail, what are we going to talk about today? I know there's some important information that people need to know when they're starting a business or growing their business.
Yes, yes. And the first thing is networking. How are you going to get people, right? How are you going to get people that need you, that want you, and partners to, help each other? So you created a new business for us, Referral Business Builder, RBB. We call it RBB. And we're starting to launch that, like any minute. My first meeting, you guys already had your first meeting, and mine starts tomorrow. I was able to get a contact locally. They were struggling, this whole village where I live, the village people. No, we have a village where I live, and
Mhm.
I'm like 4 miles away. Like, it's actually not my town, so I'm like 4 miles out of reach. But I had a desire to help these people because there was a bridge out, and it's going to be out longer than they anticipated, which is like, another ho hum. This is, like, it's just like so heartbreaking that they can't get on with their lives and their businesses. So I said, let me help these people through this new thing that we're doing. So I'm going to gather them up tomorrow, first time at 11 o'clock at a restaurant, little cafe. And they're so excited that somebody actually wants to help them because they're not getting any help from anywhere else. And I thought, maybe I can bring groups in for little village tours, and they could, because some of them are out of business already, and I don't want any more to go out of business. So I'm trying to reach out to people like, women's groups, church
Do
groups.
they have a chamber of commerce?
Yeah, but they're not help. They're even I went on the internet and they don't even have a list of local businesses on it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm like,
Well,
there's
we're building a
not,
directory, so they'll
yeah,
be in a directory and people will be
right.
able to find them online because we're going to focus on search engine optimization and,
Yep.
our friend Dr. Google will be there. You know,
Yeah,
that's really
we're
nice,
here to
Gail.
help people.
That's really nice. Now, one of the things you talked about this morning that I'd like to bring up is the fact that they were amazed that somebody wanted to help them. So I think they were thinking, well, why isn't this lady selfish, like these other people? So let's talk about why you would want to help somebody like that. Why would Gail step out of her comfort zone and reach out to these people and try to help them. I don't think they understand the concept.
Yeah, well, when I don't know how I found, I think it was the article. I saw the article that said, the bridge, we were waiting for the bridge to open because our favorite restaurant is right over the bridge. So we kind of had to find a way to get to it, right? So that, and that was like a selfish reason, Yeah, it's like, where's our restaurant, right? So, because we're new, to the area and we love our restaurant and they have chocolate martinis. So that's my favorite. No, chocolate pretzel martini. But okay, that's a side note. But anyway, when I caught the article that said originally we were supposed to have the bridge open like last August, this past August right now. Then it said, oh, it's not going to be open till September. Okay, it's only a month or so. Now it said 2025, that's a whole different year. So then I'm like, this is bad. This is so bad. So I kind of immediately felt a burden from these people, this village. Like, what are they going to do? They have already lost business. They've already, 3 businesses already went out of business, and now they're so defeated. They're like, so I just said, how can I help? That's all I said it to my brain. I got to help these people because I know social media, I know ways to network. I mean, that's been my life for a long, long time. And so I'm sure I can help them. I know I can help them. So I called the Merchants Association, happened to get a lady who was on the board or secretary or something, and then but that only lasted like a month. She said she didn't get along with the president, so but the number was still in there. That shows you how quick they are to, so her
Yeah.
phone number, she answered the phone like, hello. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I have the wrong number. I'm looking for the association or the Merchants Association. She goes, well, that's my home number, but I'm glad you called. What can I help you with? I'll try to help you. Anyway, it was really great, and she was very excited. And then she's trying to gather her friends because I don't know anybody there. And so we're going to meet tomorrow, the first time. And even if the only, and she owns a beauty salon, an esthetician, they do facials,
Oh,
hair.
I
I mean,
need that. I need a facial
we'll
today.
come to Rochester.
Okay.
Come to Rockport.
I'm gonna come to Rockport. I'm gonna go to your first meeting and I'm gonna get a facial while I'm there.
Yes, we have online facials now. No. But yeah, that is exciting. My goal is I'll make some phone calls for them, and like I said, I'll call some churches, some organizations. It's fall is coming, so October, Christmas, they do their shopping. They can we have a beautiful little cute little tea party. I forgot, it's called the Red Bird, and she does cute little tea parties. So really, the old fashioned, the old English, with the tower of, desserts, and just a really cute tea party. So that's really fun for women to get together and do the little tea party. Not that men can't come too, but
They don't.
they usually don't.
They usually don't.
They don't like to get dressed up. No. But anyway, that's where my mindset was, and it's working out so far, so good, and we'll see what happens.
So the moral of the story, in my opinion, is you have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and get to know people. Now, it could be online. You could do networking online. You could do networking in person. But when you get there, the big problem and where people really get stumbled on, whatever, they
Yeah.
stumble,
Yeah.
is when they go to talk about what they do.
Yeah. So
So,
nervous.
so what do you do? So let's start with Gail. Gail, what do you do?
Oh, my liver. So,
Exactly. That's what most people do. Well, I do a lot.
oh,
What
well,
do
I
you?
do a lot of stuff, right? Yeah,
So
you
you
do
gotta
have to
have a plan about what
gotta
you're
have
gonna
a
say.
spiel. 30-second commercial or elevator speech, whatever they're called. And you have to hit on certain topics.
You do.
And you can't, I mean, I do a lot of things. I love saying that. I do a lot of things, and I have a lot to bring to the table. So it is hard to say one thing, right? So, but you have to pick something. And my thing is purpose, is helping people find their purpose because of my background. I have been a headhunter recruiter for many, many years, and I find that 90% of the people who are walking our planet do not know why they're here. And they struggle their whole life trying to find their purpose, or what am I doing?
Now, when you say that, my mind, and my mind is a little different probably than most, are you talking about business owners deciding what their purpose is, or in general, like my person?
Anybody, yeah, anybody. Like, why am I here? You hear that all the time. Like, you're just by yourself, and you're just like, what was I born for? What was I here for? And they don't realize their skills and their talents, and it can turn into a business, but it could be any. But even if you're a coach or something, or like I've lived a long life, and now I can give back my knowledge. You're a web designer, you can give your knowledge, which you freely do to a lot of people. And it's like, what can I offer? Like, what value can I bring to the world?
What value can I bring to the world personally and professionally? So I like when you might add that.
Yeah,
So you started out with I want to help people find their purpose. And then you could say personally or professionally. Because if you don't, then I might think, oh, well, she's a life coach and she can't help me with my business. And I don't need that right now. I really need money. So
right,
you
right.
might want to add that to your 30-second
Yeah,
commercial.
that's a good point. That's right. Yeah.
Personally and professionally. That way I would think to myself, oh, well, she could help me come up with my purpose so that I can create a business around it or grow my business, that type of thing. So I think that's wonderful. And here's a plug for Gail. I have seen her in action. So we both are in several masterminds, and the one mastermind, it's a business mastermind. And one of them is all about growing our business and helping each other learn tools and things like that. And I have seen her in action take somebody just random saying something, and we call her the idea factory lady, because she can take whatever they're saying and turn that into a purpose for them
Right.
being alive. I mean, I've seen it. You're really good at it, Gail. So I love that. I love that about you. And I love that you have honed in on that as a gift to give.
Yeah, it's easy for me because I've interviewed so many people in my lifetime, starting with a dating service all the way to corporate leaders or, corporations. And so it's been a really fun life because of the people aspect of it. And I mean, I think it keeps me young.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
right?
I do too. And you've helped me an awful lot. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your advice. There's just nothing about you that I don't like. So how do you like
Oh,
that?
I appreciate that. And after you had this little small scare with your health, I'm glad that turned out all right too today, as you came in this morning and you're still here. And that's another good point for us to bring up is no matter what, when you love what you do, it's never work. Even, you had some medical issues and you almost didn't make it, but, but, you're good and you're here. So, because you love it. You have a purpose.
Well, what I gathered from what happened to me, so Gail's talking about something that happened to me this Saturday night. What I can tell you from everything I learned, chew your food really well. Cut it up, chew it, and then chew it some more before you swallow. Okay? Take it from me. That'll save you a lot of time and effort and trips to the hospital and ambulances and stuff.
You're so cute. But it is so true. Like I said, I've been watching a lady who's really just by listening to her, it's like I want to change my whole attitude about life and your habits, your daily habits. We can avoid an early death by just changing the way we live and our habits.
Yes.
We and this is one of the things that makes us, once you're servicing other people and you're here because you were here for a reason, and it's not self-fulfilling, it's serving other people, you're going to find that your whole life changes when you have a purpose, when you're
Yeah.
helping other people.
Yeah.
It's not just fluff, it's
No.
just you know
No, and if you get really down to business, so what do you have to do? You have to find out what you're going to sell, and then
sell
you have to,
something.
But yeah, you have to sell something and you have to
Even
have
if it's
somebody to
just
sell it to.
yourself, right? You know, if it's just
Right.
yourself for
Yeah, you
your,
can sell yourself. There you
you
go.
know,
So what would be the first thing that somebody would do once they find their purpose? And I'm going to answer that question from my perspective, my filter, and that would be to create your online presence. Now, that could be just a LinkedIn profile, it could be a website, could be like we're building a directory, it could be a directory listing, it could be a Google My Business type of page, it could be Facebook. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can go, but I would say that that would be the first thing I would do when you finally figure it out. You have to, you know, have a look and a feel about your business. Are you trying to attract women only? Then, you know, Gail has it down like it's pink. Okay. Everybody, all the women I know love pink. So she's going to attract a lot of people who really like pink. And that's great. Now, I'm not saying men don't come to her because they do. We have men in our mastermind and people that hire her. They don't even see it. It's interesting. But if you're going to attract older people, you're not going to want, you know, a bunch of flashing stuff. There's a difference. Okay. You
yeah.
just, your look and feel, you need to come up with it. Then you could work with somebody if you're not good at digital marketing or you're not good with the computer, then you need to work with somebody that can help you, you know, build your logo and build your website and your look and feel and pull out the colors and that type of thing. And then once you have that down, a lot of people think once you have a website up that people are just going to start calling you. Well, that doesn't happen. Okay, that's just one part of it. What you're going to do, how you're going to present yourself online. Okay, then the next step would be to start talking to people. And I love it when I meet a new business owner and they, oh, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I just want them to buy my stuff. I'm like,
Good luck
good
with
luck
that.
on that.
Good luck with
Good
that.
luck with that. Really? Sorry,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go to work for somebody if you want to do that. Right,
Yeah, but the
Gail?
community is great because that's one thing about us is we have multiple communities that we belong to. It's just people helping people all over the place.
There you
So,
go.
you know, you are never alone in this world. No man is an island, right? We are so excited about it. And that's I believe that's why we're successful at what we do.
Yes.
And just to elaborate, I must tell you, my company name is PINK, P-I-N-K, Powerfully Influencing Using Nuggets of Knowledge. It was an acronym.
I love
It's a
that.
mouthful. So it's pink.
I love that.
Because people
Yeah.
only remember a nugget of, because I've done a lot of talks in my time and they always, I'll run into people even now say, oh, I remember when you said this, or I remember, oh, I still have that thing on my desk that you gave us, blah, blah, blah. You know, and so they remember a nugget of what I've said, which is perfectly fine. At least they remembered something.
Yeah. And I love the fact that when you go to your website, you see this book for sale and there's a way you can get it for free. You just
Yeah.
ask Gail, she'll tell you.
Kindle, yeah.
And it's called $1 Million Personality. And it is dynamic. I got it right away as soon as I met you. And so I can tell you from personal experience that it's a lesson that you can learn about selling and promoting your business and getting out there. So I love that about you, Gail. So
Thank you, Marian.
do
You're
you
great.
have any tips on how to design your 30-second? Because you do have to start talking about yourself and what you offer.
Yeah, I think you just make a list of things. I think one of the first things you could do is go to maybe like 5 people that know you really, really well and ask them, if you had to describe me, what would you say? Or, you know what I mean? Because then they'll say, oh, you're so, you know, you're so helpful, or you helped me with this, or you
But
taught me.
I mean, once you decide on a business, now you have to design your 30-second commercial. What do you do? How would you go about that if you know already what you're going to do? What are your
Well,
tips for that?
well, at this point, because of AI, I would put it into, I would put it into AI and, you know, give them some little pointers and then have them design, and then you tweak what they wrote because makes it yourself. But it's great to have that foundation. It's always easier to edit something than to create something. I believe that that's true. I'm much better at editing than creating something new.
Yes, I agree with that. I really do. And I did do that myself. And it does help. It's not perfect, you know, and yes, you have to tweak it. But yes, you can definitely start with AI. So I'm going to recommend a few. You don't need them all, but what I find is some are better than others for different things. So my first go-to is Perplexity, Perplexity,
Perplexity.
yeah. And then Chat GPT is free and it's easy. It's, you know, you can download it on your phone. It's, you know, it's really easy. And Chat GPT it's kind of interesting how it works, but you can actually have a separate GPT for different things. Like if you're writing your resume, you can have a Chat GPT that specializes in helping you build your resume. Not that we want you to go get a job, okay? But I know a friend of mine who just joined Referral Business Builders. Her husband's looking for a job. And he doesn't want to do what we do. He wants to work for somebody, you know, and he just wants to go to work and come home. You know how that is.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
he asked me to help him. Well, it was the first thing I said was, let's take all the details about what you've done and what kind of job you're looking for, and we'll put it into the Chat GPT resume builder. And it spit out the most amazing resume you've ever seen.
Yeah,
He had
that's
to
really
tweak
cool.
it, but we
Yeah.
did it, and yeah, he's got a job already. So there you go.
Well, the one thing about the ChatGPT is you tell them about yourself. There's a questionnaire, and when it shoots back answers, it's designed to your personality. Like, because I'm very, you know, spiritual, and then they will always add like a scripture or something. Like, it's really cool because they know that that's my foundation, that's who I am. And so when they give me answers for anything, there's always something related to the Bible or to some, you know, some scripture or something. So it's pretty cool. So you tell them who you are and they'll design it with you in mind, which is cool.
It is. Another reason why I use multiple AIs is because I have them check. So they can make mistakes and they do make things up. They say it's like creating an illusion. They don't understand it all yet, but so like if I'm fact checking something, like we should all do, especially when we watch something on television and
Right.
people are giving their advice or their opinion, we need to fact check because not all of it is true, right? They may
Right.
think it's true and they're spewing this information, and if you just believe it, then, you know, shame on you. So what
Yeah.
I do is I get this information that I'm looking for, and then I take it over to another AI and I say, is this true? And you'd be surprised how many times it comes back and says, well, it's partially true.
Yeah,
And
right.
and then they'll give you,
The facts.
Perplexity will
Yeah.
give you where they found that information.
Yeah, that's so cool. I
Isn't
know.
it?
Take advantage of these tools. There's so many tools. And that's what's great about connecting with us, is because we do have a lot of this information that
Right.
people don't understand. So we're a good company to be in company with, you know,
That's
like,
right.
did I say that right? But
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
You especially have so much IT technical cool stuff in your head, you know.
Well, I've been doing it for a long, long
Uh-huh.
time,
Yeah.
and I find it interesting. Number one, because it changes so often, because I do get bored, you know, so it helps. I'm never really bored anymore, ever.
I know,
Right? Because
for
I always
sure.
have something new going
We don't
on,
even know how to spell that word.
right? I always have something new going on. So
I know.
yes, I've been learning about since humans could get online, like
Yeah, me too.
when you had to hear that horrible sound, you
Dial
know,
up,
just to get
dial up.
online.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, when I first got on to AOL, you had to go through the telephone. And
Oh
I
my,
got a bill from the telephone company for like $300. Well, back then, that
that's
was
a
like
lot of money.
a
Yeah,
year's worth of,
3,000.
So they let me pay it off. Apparently, I wasn't the only one that happened to, but
Wow.
I learned a good lesson. Yes, there's tools out there, and yes, you could spend a lot of money on them. And Gail and I talked about this again this morning. You don't have to buy everything, okay? What we're offering is very inexpensive. Like we keep the cost down. And I have to have specialized tools because I'm a web designer and I help people. That's my business, okay? It's a business expense. But for you, you might not need those tools, right? Or you can find another company that has it for free or
Yes,
lower cost, that type of thing. So don't think that everything that comes down the pike, you have to buy it.
right. Okay. We did talked a lot today,
We
even though
did.
you didn't feel that
Even
good,
though
but you
I,
didn't
I was
even
like,
care.
please take over.
Oh, my liver. Well,
Thank you.
anyway, I don't
Mhm.
know. I feel like our time is
Our time is up. 10
it's
o'clock.
probably been
Take us
up,
home.
but we love it. But you guys, please just get the link. We're gonna be sending it. Marian puts it out, and we're on Spotify, and we're all the podcasts. So watch this more than once. Take your notes, and we'll also be putting this in. Marian does that. Puts a lot of information in the description. But we just appreciate you so much watching. We love you. We love our peeps. And you guys have an amazing week and a great rest of the day, wherever you are in the world.
Thank you. And we'll see you again next week. Bye for now. Maybe even sooner. Who knows?